let's say you're interviewing and be like, okay, what's up, Seven? You could call me Seven. That's
All
fine.
right, everyone who is subscribed to me, if you guys do not know, this is my cousin T. She's a Latin pop singer from New Jersey, which is also where I grew up. So tell me, T, how did you get into the music business and your inspiration, or
Mm.
your musical inspiration?
I feel like I was always into music. Um, I don't know. I just like I guess the expression and the sound and the way you can everybody, feels feelings from it. I feel like everybody can feel things from music, whether it be classical or rock or whatever it may be. Like you find a way to connect with the artist, and I think I just respect that out of music. That it's like it's a way to connect with people and get people to like listen or share something. So I wanted to share a message too, and it's like whether it be in whatever style it is, I just like to share that message or share that energy or vibe with somebody. Yeah. And it drew me. That's what I'm drawn to. Just making music. Making music. It's fun.
One of the things we have in common, besides us being cousins, but
Hey.
but that we both have our interest in music, even though we're on like two opposite spectrums. Like I'm still into the very harsh, heavy music as you remember when I was a teenager till now,
Yeah.
getting close to 30.
I like it. I have my days when I want to listen to a little rock. I was listening to, I think, an old school like hip hop, but they were rock, hip hop and rock. They're called Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, yeah,
Dude,
they've been around, yeah, since the early 90s. Yeah, they have a lot. I like a couple of their songs. Them
it,
they're basically considered under the label of new metal, like Horn. So
yeah,
I
I
like
like
Horn.
them. I
Yeah,
liked it because they threw a little bit of hip hop in it. Like, yeah, we're punk and we can have it too. And I was like, yes, I like that. I like that. It made me want to scream. I was like, yeah,
So what
yeah.
made you want to sing more Latin and pop besides like any other genre? Like what made you specifically chose those genres to sing in?
Latin pop-ish. Like I'll do like a Latin pop or like a maybe a hip hop-ish R&B. But I don't know. That's just like I guess where my voice fits, or I know I can fluctuate depending on the music. It doesn't matter. Like I just feel like whatever the music is, my heart will bring out the sound to it. But I guess I like it because it's very like fast beat maybe, or there's just a lot that can be correspond or titled as like Latin pop or like hip hop. Like that, it just there's so many ways it can go with it. It can be like a fast upbeat or medium tempo, or it could be like nice and slow. And now there's just so much you can work with in it, rather than it being just like hip hop or like pop on its own, where it's like like collaborated together. It sounds it's like an infinite amount of possibilities with like all three of them together, and it's like, oh, it's cool. So
Can you pinpoint the time like in your life, like from your childhood till now, to where you felt like, yes, this is what I want to do,
I
or
remember I started writing first. I would be like in school and I would hook up with the girls in school, and I'm like, I wrote a song, and they're like, I wrote a song too. And we're like in third grade. Like it's not really good, but we're like, yeah, yeah, we're like hyping over like my song's better. Like I can write to like there was like this band, well not band, but like a boy group. They were called like Mindless Behavior. And we would like, fangirl and be like, yeah, like we're gonna write songs for them. Or like we started out doing that. And I guess before I got into like being spiritual and like praying and being into like, God more, I guess I used to express myself writing, and it was just a lot of like emotions because sometimes I didn't know how to make beats yet. I didn't make music yet. I didn't have a phone. Was not allowed to have a phone till I was 16. So LOL. No, I didn't have that. So I was just writing words and I just had like melodies in my head. So I was just like writing words. I didn't even know how to write songs. I was just writing things and it's just what I felt. So, and then I guess based off of that, I was just like, you know what? I like this and I want to do this. Like, I want to like put out these songs. And you know what? Anybody's gonna take me because I have all these songs. I was like, so what's up? Even, I don't know, I was like 13 or 14, and I'm like, yeah, these songs are rocking. Looking back at it, it's like, girl, they need some work, but they need a lot of work. But at least it started out my confidence to go, like, yeah, I have songs. Do you have songs? Pretty much.
I tried to go down that rope when I was like 14, 15. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, nope. I also want to go like kind of down the same thing with singing, but now my voice is like for singing is so trash. Like,
Oh my God.
so I don't practice, and I stopped after like being belittled so much with our relatives.
You think
Yeah,
everybody liked me singing in the South? I just did not care. I didn't care. My brother still to this day does not like hearing my voice. And that's crazy. And I'm like, oh, wow. That's why I don't ever show him anything. I'm like, I'm not showing you anything. He rarely, if sometimes he does like my music, I'm very flattered. I'm like, oh my God, you, a person that doesn't like my voice, you like me? Yeah. His notion is that he's heard my voice his whole life, so it's like he doesn't like it. He's like, no, like I just know your voice because you're my sister, and like I don't like it. I'm like, oh my gosh,
that's just such a typical
whatever,
brother
brother
answer.
thing, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, my father, my mom, they at the beginning they're like, girl, you need work, like you need to stop. But I was like, I don't care. I like it. I
But that's the
like
point.
it.
They're supposed to progress. Like you can't just stop. Like obviously, no one's like that.
Perfect at the
Yeah,
bat.
no one's
No.
perfect, and no one's not like really specially gifted to where like they'll hear a song and be like become like Beyonce or
You feel me?
anyone like that.
No, I feel you on that. But we have progressed and we are here.
Yeah.
And I still, even with all this stuff going on in the world and how the music industry is so manipulating and like weird, I've had my taste of it. It's just, I don't like it how they control you a lot. And it's like, I'm not here to make music for you or anybody else for that matter. I'm just here to put out a vibe. And if anybody likes it, that's what it's there for. And for generations to come when I leave. That's it. You don't like it, you don't like it, but it's to make your soul happy. You have to be happy with what you're doing. And I've come to realization with that with my 16-year-old self did not know that. But now I've became comfortable with okay, we're just here to make music and hopefully someone likes it. And if not, hey, at least you're happy. So yeah.
So going back to you saying like you had your taste with the music industry. I remember you were with MJ Records. Are you at a new label now? And actually, also, how did you get into I guess finding a record label, or how did they find you? Like how did that all start?
It like fell through. Um I was always singing. I just had like this passion in my heart. Like I was just always making music and I had the notion like if I actually had my own album and my own stuff and I presented it to somebody, they would be like, "Oh, okay, you know what? Like she already has a somewhat of her style. At least she has that figured out. Like we can roll with this." So I was always doing that. And I was always showing like my family members and I was always showing my friends. And my aunt, my father's sister, she used to go to school with somebody that was like a piano player and he was a piano player for MJ Records. And he was just letting her know like, hey, if you know of any girls, he's looking for a new artist that's a female. And he's not, he wasn't like a big label, but he was looking for someone. And my aunt told me, and yeah, my aunt told me. So I was like, oh, okay, let me audition. And then she was like, okay, you can audition. I auditioned and he did like me. So I was like, okay, great. So, and then we went from that point on. It's just, I've dealt with a lot of things being there. I remember I started young. I was 16. So it's like you're still in your creative phase. It's like criticism was hard for me, but I was still able to work, like I was willing to work. There was like a day where they were playing a beat and I wrote a song and they were like, I don't like it. And I was like, okay. And then I wrote a whole new song. Like in the same day, I probably wrote seven, like 7 to 8 songs off that one beat, like just changing the words. Okay, completely different. Here you go. And it's just like, yes, that's awesome. And creatively, it's fun, but it's like, it's draining when you're not having somebody fun to bounce off with, when it's just like work, 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 work,
Mhm.
work, work. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to, you're enjoying it with somebody, like, oh yeah, like this is nice. Oh, it's like that's how you keep the energy in the song, when there is a high vibration in it, not so much stress and pressure. You have stress and pressure, you're gonna hear stress and pressure. So
I mean, you have to have a balance between knowing how to handle your work and something that you enjoy. So,
you feel me? You don't
yeah.
want it to seem like work. And I'm slowly, believe it or not, I'm 23 and I'm just now like feeling comfortable with music again. So I'm telling you, there were days I did not want to, like, MJ record just left a bad taste in my mouth. I just, very controlling, very with this, like, they wanted, like, very sexy, very this and that. It's like, yes, I can be sexy, but I have like a tomboyish side to myself, or I have a neat girly girl to myself. It's like I don't always have to be this image that you want to portray of me. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. But this is what sells. I don't care what sells.
Your music videos with control and then just like, well, I pretty much kind of expect like, okay, they probably do have a lot of say of like the direction. I'm hoping that you had like a little bit of input in anything. Your fashion, nothing, no, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, and I had even asked them to take down the control video. I did not want it there anymore because it was just me being older. I'm like, oh my God, your girl was like, well, I think I was 18 when I did that. I asked them to take it down and nobody responded. So I'm like, maybe I don't know how to do it because it wasn't off of my accounts. It
Yeah,
like they had that all controlled. They controlled my Instagram. They followed weird people. I was like porn stars, and like I'm like, why am I following these people? Like you just want me to have followers. You're not, like, that's the thing. It's just like
wow.
they don't care. There's no like morality. It's like, oh, okay, like you like it because you like my music. It's just like we want followers, we need to sell. Here's sex, we want money. And I'm like, ew, kept telling them, and they swore I was a diva. I don't have an attitude. I'm a very peaceful person. God always says, put out the energy that you want and you'll receive it back. And if not, it's okay. It's okay if you don't receive it back, but always carry yourself with respect and always respect others, even if others don't respect you. It's fine because as long as you're being real to your word, I'm fine with that. So I would always, with respect, listen, I don't like that or this and that, or you're being a diva. I don't have an attitude. I don't have an attitude. It's just, I don't want to do this. This is not who I am. I don't like this. But obviously, there were some things that I'm like, okay, I guess so. Time and money was spent on it. Sure, I can't keep fixing things because I can't afford to do it. He's paying to do it. That's the whole thing with management. It's like, I'm paying to do this. So do you have the money to do it? And it's like, no. And they kind of trump you. The money trumps your what you want to do.
So with them like having all this control within not only how the music videos are produced, how you dress, and the songs that you've written, um, with them having this whole envelope of female sexism pushed on because sex sells. Is that like kind of like how they got you into the red carpet?
More just for like to meet people. There was a lot of people at these red carpet events, or I had went one time to Cali to, now that I see it, it was like I just thought it was really funny. He was a manager. He's a manager, which is someone that is supposed to um distribute you, like promote you in a way, because he's your manager. You know, a manager goes like, I'm gonna go to a club or I'm gonna go to a concert. Listen, I have an artist, this and that. It's like your bargainer. You feel me? It's like, okay, I'm gonna get you this concert or whatever. He took me to a place, think of it as American Idol, but for hip
Right.
hop.
Okay.
If you're my manager, why are you taking me to American Idol? Why? You're making American Idol do the work. Like what? Technically, I guess so, but he took me to like this hip hop underground. It was cool. Don't get me wrong. I met a lot of cool people, mainly rappers. There was not singers there. That's why I was like, this is straight hip hop. This is hip hop. Like I'm talking about this is rappers. These are all rappers.
Oh wow.
No
Is that how you
singers.
met the? Is that how you like you were featured on that one song with what's his name? Philly? Felt.
Feli,
Yeah.
yeah. No, he knew Eddie, like they worked together, but he wasn't really his artist. He was kind of like independent. Like he had his own money in a way. I don't know what he did, but he had his own money. And I believe he was from North Carolina. And
Mm.
he had his own stuff out there. He had his own stuff out there. He had his own music, but like I guess sometimes Eddie would like manage him sometimes, but he really wasn't like contracted up with him. So
Oh.
I was contracted with him, but he just did work with him. And he was like, oh, you know, I have a new artist. You want to work with her? He was cool. I like working with him. You know, he's quick with his wordplay. He's a good rapper. And he's doing pretty good for himself now. He's breaking into the acting now. I see.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Nice. It's good to know.
Yeah, he's acting now. So I'm like, okay. And he's doing rapping, but you gotta get out just so they see you like, oh, I know that guy from that one movie or that
Yeah.
one show. You feel
Yeah.
me? And then it's like, oh wait, he sings? Like, you feel me? So it's a way
Yeah.
to promote yourself. So yeah.
Do you want to promote yourself in that way? Try to go down the acting route? Route?
Uh, acting, I have a heart, believe it or not. If it does not have a melody, I don't know if I can remember the words. I don't, there's actors that'll do two or three movies at the same time. How are you remembering three scripts of a whole hour movie and some change? I don't know. I don't know. And to be different characters, like I I can't, I don't want to lose myself. I can't act like somebody else. It's like I'm gonna come out. Maybe if the person is close to my personality and it's like it's who I already am and the script kind of goes by it, maybe. If you work with me, I'll be like line, okay, yeah. You're gonna hate me because I'm gonna say like line, okay, and then I'll say it, and then I'll be like, oh snap, line, and I'll try. Trust me, I'll really try to study, and I'll like say it. But it's like when I know I'm being watched, it's like it's gonna come out very extra. I'm gonna be
Mm.
like, oh no, I spilled my coffee.
The last song you put out was Icy, right? So, and you actually had produced it yourself, right?
I did, I did.
So how does that differ from the songs that you done previously, like with Control, Resist, and Fight It?
Well, I I see. I felt, and I did go under the name Naturally T. I change up my name a lot. I am now like seven. It's called seven and then OBL. Seven OBL.
I thought your name would have been Lucky.
Lucky?
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
it it's seven and then like OBL is odd but lucky. That's what it stands for.
so do you want to go by Seven or
Seven, you feel me? Like for
yeah?
short, seven. But if they're
Okay.
like, okay, it's seven OBL, like you could say the whole thing, and then it's like, okay, seven odd but lucky. But if let's say you're interviewing and be like, okay, what's up, seven? You could call me seven. That's
All
fine.
right.
I'm trying to just keep it like
Simple.
because like yeah, simple, like general. Like it's not so much like, okay, this is Ariana Grande and we know that she does pop. No, it's like 7 OBL. It's like it confuses you when you hear it. It's like, is that a person? Yes. I want you to be confused. Don't think it's a person. Just think of the music. Thank you. Like art, like what is it? Arctic monkeys? Like when you hear that, like what? Arctic monkeys? You don't know what it is. I don't know if you know the group Gorillas.
Yeah. Hmm.
You feel me? And they're not even alive like people. Yes, they are people, duh, they make the music, but how they show themselves to the media is as cartoons. They don't like post videos of them. It's of these cartoons and they define themselves as these cartoons. They want to be known as like these characters like that they have created. And I'm like, that's so cool. It's like you're not so fixated on the person. It's more like, okay, great, they're cartoons. Now I just like their vibe. I like their music. So that's what I guess I'm trying to go for. Like it's not necessarily okay, it's me. No, it's just the music. And I'm just here making it all. What's up?
Is that
Yeah.
the approach you would like to take, like inspired by gorillas, like have like let's say if you did a music video and it was everything was all like in a cartoony type way?
Yeah, I could do that, or where it could be in a director's perspective, more like telling the story with the music attached to it. It doesn't necessarily have to be like something that's generic and it has to be focused on me or something like that. But the music videos could be focused on like a pairing. Like it doesn't have to be me. I could just be singing and telling this just like an author. I could be authoring, reading as the author, but yet the story is two other characters. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like just like a movie. Yeah, like I'm narrating, but the song is narrating and something else is being played and I'm just narrating the scene. So yeah. But to answer your question, naturally tea, that icy one, I really liked it because it was I guess the first thing I just like I was very random with it. I was like, yeah, I'm putting this out. I'm doing it. Meow. I actually paid for my own studio time. I did it and I was like, yep, bam, let's get it. And I liked it. I did. There was a few other songs that I did record with it. It's just I guess again, I told you, I would say I went through like trauma with that whole MJ records. And like after MJ, it was like another group where I was going to be in a girl group. And I did like them. The girls were great. Um, and then it just didn't work out. Like everything got weird. And then they were like, okay, now you can go solo. And then I was like, okay. But it's just still a lot of like pressure. Like people want to like put their input on things. And it's like, okay, like, dude, just let me lay down my heart and then you can depict what you want out of it and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, I have to be the one singing it. You're not
Right.
singing it. I don't care what sells. I'm not gonna curse if I don't want to. I'm not gonna say sexy things if I don't want to. I'm gonna say what I want. And then once it's laid down, I'm okay with criticism. It's like, okay, TV like this, you think you could change this? Okay, yeah. And I change it to what I think you're trying to say, but something that I'm comfortable with. And people need to respect that. It's like I still have to be comfortable with what I'm singing and what I'm presenting. It's not for you, it is for me. Because at the end of the day, people are not going to judge you. They're going to judge me because I'm saying it. They're not going to know you. You're a producer behind doors. You don't know. But
Yeah.
you feel me? It's like you don't know how heavy they try to put their input in things. And it's like, I get it. I can, but do it in a way that I'm comfortable with. And, some people don't respect that. And then they're like, she's being a diva. It's like, no, I'm just not trying to be controlled by you. I've dealt with this. So it's like from 16 to 22, I've dealt with this. And this is like my first year. That first song that I dropped was kind of like the first one by myself. And it's like, okay. And now this whole year, God's just bringing me through this journey. It's like, okay, figure out yourself. Do what you need to do. And my girlfriend, honestly, she's been awesome. My best friend, they're really motivational. They're like, honestly, girl, we like this better. This is good. My mom too. My mom swears. She is so funny. She's like, I should be in there with you. Like, I'll tell you what you're missing. I'm like, I'll tell you what you're missing. No, and then she'll like try to like sing for no, no, no. Tati, you gotta be like, and I'm like, oh yeah. And she's like, stop it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, ma, okay.
After releasing your song "Icy," like where do you see yourself going in the future with your music? Do you plan on experimenting with any different sounds, or
Yes. Yes.
what
I
kind of sounds?
um I've been into like that's what I guess where I got the creativity from. I like to make beats because I made that beat. So if you notice like Calvin Harris, he tends to like make beats and then like he'll get like somebody else to lay on top of it or he'll just sing on top of it. I want that fluctuation where I make like the music and I could sing on it or just put a voice. So like kind of like a DJ sort of in a way, but
Okay.
not a I'll show you, I'll send you some things like what I'm going for. And it's more like, like, I don't know if you know that song by Rihanna and Calvin Harris together. You might not know it because she's like, I don't listen to that. Um, uh, but it's like the basic one. Cause everybody's watching her and
Oh,
she's
that song.
looking at you.
Yeah, that song. Yeah,
You
I know
feel
that
me? So it's like it's not so much singy, but it's the beat too. It's both of them together. So I'm trying to do like that. So that's why it's like 7 OBO. It's not, I don't want you to think, oh, Ariana Grande, this is an
song.
artist. I just want you to think of this is art. This is what Seven does. It's like she just makes, she's odd but lucky. You feel me? That's like, it's just weird, but you like it. Yeah.
Would you
So
ever want to incorporate like a different type of genre besides Latin and pop? Like let's say, like we were talking about,
like
um,
EDM, I do like
like
EDM.
EDM type,
Yeah.
or
A
going
few
down
of my
like a rock vibe.
uh, yeah, EDM, a lot of like grungy, like Limp Bizkit, they have like a cool vibe. I would love to incorporate like some heavy. There's a good way to put like some heavy metal and like EDM together in a nice way. I want to mess with all the genres and just be like, oh, but you like it though, right?
Your favorite artist that has inspired you, or just in general throughout your life, like who are your favorite artists?
I definitely I would say SZA. I like SZA. I like her wordplay and the way she fluctuates on like the melodies and how she says things. It's like her timing and her punches are very nice. I like her. Um, I like Janae. I like Janae because anything she speaks about is truth. And it's like something I take from her. Like I like to write in truth and like her melodies are just so harmonious and like she's got me to focus on like harmonies and I like that about Janae Aiko and I love Ariana Grande. Okay, I love her. She looks crazy right now, but I love her. I love her voice. I love her energy. It's just she's a powerhouse. Demi Lovato powerhouse. Their voices are amazing. It's just they're a victim of the system of this industry, and I pray for them all the time. Those are the artists I would say Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato, SZA, Janae. Um, but you have like a lot of I honestly I like Limp Bizkit. I do like Nas. I like the rappers. I like Big Sean. I do like the oldies. I even like Frank Sinatra. I forgot what they're called. I know I like their song. It's called Killing Me. No, it's called Bury Me, actually. I just forgot what their band was called. He goes, bury me, I
Maybe
am in it with
it's very
you.
second to Mars.
Yes, I like them.
Yeah,
I like them.
I listened to the album that's from their 2005 album, Beautiful Lie. The whole album's great. I mean, I was stuck on that album for. I listened to their first album, then their second album, then their third album, This Is War. Um, yeah, I was basically stuck on those three, but mainly the second album. I would listen to that for like a whole year when I was a teenager.
Mm,
Yeah. But
that's
there's new Jared Leto's new music now. I don't care for it because they went down a different route. If you like were able to travel and be like do basically like kind of like a world tour, where would you want to travel to?
um I would love to go to, I guess, because that's where all the dance, you would go to like London or like
Mhm.
the Europe tour, or, to Cali or even to Canada. Those are my main. Europe, you're gonna go everywhere. You know me, Italy, Poland, France, London, all of that. So I would definitely go to Europe, definitely do the West Side. Uh, Obviously the East Side. You gotta go to New York. I gotta show it up here too. So I would hit my north, south, east, west. Oh, anybody west, maybe Florida. I'll hit the Florida.
So what's the process like? Like how when you write your songs and when you're producing the beats to your songs, where do you start? Do you start with the lyrics? Do you start with the melodies and harmonies?
Well, I
Or
start with the music first, like the beat first, unless I have a beat that someone gave me. But I usually start with the beat first, and as I'm making the beat, I get a like a melody, I guess, and through that melody, maybe I'll just record the hum or the way I want it to go, and if I like it, then I start laying down the words. Well, I guess I listen to the song, and yes, I do the melody, but then I also think what feeling I get from the song and what I want to say. That's like the process for
so have you thought about incorporating like any of your songs about your beliefs?
me. Yes, I actually have um one recently that I did that was kind of like EDM, and it was like, and it was saying like, I will praise, like I don't come out and say like specifically, but I do like aspects like, like charged with a light or something, like, just like a quick saying, like that's like just spiritually positivity. I just try to project spiritual like positivity, like get up, like stand up, or like I don't have to specifically say him, like, like God or like Jesus. I don't have to say that, but it's just like, just spiritual positivity. That's what he is. It's like just try to get things to lift people up, and that's what I try to do. And it'll all like, and then whenever I do an interview, what did you get from this, or what was your inspo? And I'll be like, it's about God. It's about, like getting up or seeing the light or getting up. And then I'll explain it depending on the music
Right.
or the song in general.
So how did you find like your path into well, Christianity? Or is it
Yeah.
more
Well,
spiritual?
like people are so subjective with these labels. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're a Christian, but yet you're dating a girl." I don't know what religion there is where you could believe in like God and still date other females. Listen, at the end of the day, I feel like we honestly, God, it was the year after I finished high school, and I was just a year not working, not doing nothing, just working on music with MJ Records. So I had a lot of time to myself, and I think that's where I got really close with God, because I was running on faith a lot. I was just running on the hope and the feeling and everything. God kind of opened my eyes to see that, like I would look at my hands a lot, and I'm like, wow, like I can actually control my hands. Like I can actually like feel and move. And I'm like, I don't run on batteries. I can't just like pop out something from my back and like re-put batteries. We're not a machine. We run on like energy. We run on this spirit. And this world is very, how do I say, it's very specific. I once heard somebody say like, if one planet was out of line, it would make everything fall into the center of the sun. It's like there's a perfect balance. It's like there is a 99% chance that this could have happened in an earth that is able to be like habitable, and we're able to be here, and there's water, and there's actual seeds that are, there's fruits the size of our hands. It's like everything's specifically made, almost too specifically made. And it's like it just got me to think about it. It's like, like somebody wanted us here, like somebody wanted to take care of us, or somebody wanted, you know, our, like somebody wanted us, somebody created us. We're, because I was thinking, I'm like, in the beginning, there's just black, there's nothing. It's like, why create light in life if all you wanted was destruction? But that's not the case. It's like somebody created light and life because they wanted something other than darkness. They wanted something to be happy about. And I think of God's voice like that. They wanted to create something that was love, and like they wanted to create something and make something and let it grow. And that's why, I read the Bible. I read the Bible every day, like one verse a day. Not all the verses are specific and important, but there are some key things that just show you, like some verses will be about like he's describing a chapel and what is made in the chapel and the drapes. And it's just like if you were telling me about your room, wouldn't I listen and pay attention to your room and how you made it? It's like, oh wow. It's like the same thing with God and what he thought it was important for you to write this down because he's proud of something that he made. It's like, look, and I put red drapes in there, and then I had blue satin on this side, and then I had shears. And I'm like, look at you, you're artistical. Like everything, I feel like everybody that's here on this planet all together makes up God. It's like we are all a piece of him. That's why it's like, yes, if you're dark and depressive and you see things in a monotone way and you're like, you like dark colors, there's a part of God that is like that. Okay, you're bubbly and you're from Asia and you're this, there's a part of God that is like that. It's like we are all of him. And I feel like we're all his personalities, honestly. We're just all his personalities. And, but yet we're his children. It's like, it's like having kids. These are all my my mini me's, but we're all his kids. You feel me? These are all my mini me's. Like, Mavis, he created you and he knew exactly, like he had to think of your life first, completely, what you were gonna do, how you're gonna die, everything, and goes, okay, I'm happy with this. I want her to be born now. It's like nothing is a surprise. Nothing, everything you're going through now, nothing's a surprise. He had to think of your life first, then make it happen. For the quote, it's not necessarily um it's not necessarily that you have power over what you're doing. It's just the why. You don't have power over what you're doing. You have control over your actions, but sometimes things are inevitable. But it's in the why. It's in what you do. And you're just here to experience the creativeness that he has created. He's creating there's this book, it's called The Power of Awareness. I would tell you to read it because it explains God, but it also explains science in one, like how it corresponds. It's like I'm showing you the facts. You know how people are factual. They're like, well, I want the facts. Okay, I'll show you how it factually corresponds with the Bible. And it's like not necessarily the stories that you hear about, but it's like literally his wording and how he says things that go with the law of gravity or the law of attraction. And it's like, this is what he's attending. He's like, he's showing you that he is literally space and time. He is what we are in. And I'm like, whoa. And it just blew my mind. And I'm like, basically, God is everything. That it just gets me to feel safe. I felt anxiety. I felt like nervous. Like I honestly, God helped me give up control because at the end of the day, all I can do is search and talk out. Like, hey, listen, I'm having trouble with this. I'm going towards this. I know that you created my life. I know that there's something coming. I know that there is a way. I just don't see it. Forgive me. It's like speaking to your God that created you. Why did you place me with my mother? Why am I going through these things? I know it's to make me better, maybe bring out certain things in me. It sucks. Like he wants you to be mad at him. He's like, yeah, I know, but you can handle it. Like he makes you to there was another saying that said God didn't oh well, God gives you what you can handle. God doesn't give you what you can't handle. I know it may feel like oh, but like he's like, but you got through it though, right? I'm like, yeah, but it sucked. It's like, yeah, but you can handle it. So it's like we're all gonna have our cross to like carry. Like he had to carry his cross for us to have the chance to make mistakes. That's what him dying on the cross is. It's like he was born into a virgin. So, like there was no sex involved. So he's pure. He's from the spirit and it came out and he technically never sinned because he wasn't born through like having sex, which that's like it's not a sin. It's not. There's so many fine linings. That's why I'm like some Christians are crazy, and I'm like it never says that in the Bible. It doesn't say that you can't be with a female or a male. It doesn't say that, and I've read the whole Bible. It doesn't say that. So I'm like, where are you guys pulling this from? The only thing it says that you guys should spread his seed.
What's your opinion on drag shows if you ever been to any?
I've never been to a drag show, but I have watched some on TV. Honestly, the guys, girls that could do it, do it. As long as you're slaying, you're slaying. Okay? As long as you feel there's some girls that are straight. No, no, I'm lying. Get this. I saw a girl. She identified as them. She was a
Mm-hmm.
them,
Non-binary.
the non-binary,
Mm-hmm.
but she would but he or them, how about that? Them would dress more like I would feel like a tomboy, like a tomboyish. Like if
Mm-hmm.
they had like a more like a crew cut, like a comb over, and
Mm-hmm.
like regular like black jeans, and then like maybe a button up, like a button up. It looked like one of those cool like 70 looks, maybe like that. It looked she look them looked like a greaser, like like a greaser, like so like that type of vibe. But they wanted to do drag and dress like a female, and I'm like, but I guess it opened my eyes to see that I was confused that one. I don't know because it was a female. She's a girl, but she identified as they them and dressed like a
The
male.
they then the really gray area of not identifying as male or female. She probably identifies more with the term label of trans masculine.
I saw that. I was like, wow, I've never seen a drag king. That's crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, that's cool. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, she was a another they them. She identified as them, but she did a drag kink. So she would dress up like her, but it's very exaggerated and I love it. Like the hair was all the way up to here and it was like a Johnny Bravo type look. And then and I'm like, oh wow, that's good. Okay. Honestly, I'm all for expressing yourself. Just express yourself. I'm fine with that. So yeah, that's my question. That's my that on that.
For your future in music? So I know you told me also that you're like, well, now that you're taking a break, but you're also helping someone with a podcast.
Oh, like I'll do like little things here and there if you guys need like music. Well, it's not really music. It's like music for something. This is what I want to go to school for. Like, let's say you're having a podcast and you want an intro, like like an intro for something. Like mm, it's it's Mavis. Oh yeah, it's Mavis. Then, like whatever, like, and then you drop it, like, hey, welcome to my channel, and we're getting ready to get started. And then you press that button, and then you have that intro. I'm making like that for
Okay.
him. You feel me? And then like if you have a guest, it's time to bring in our guest. And then you press that button. And then that's the thing I'm making for you. Like clap, clap, clap. Got a guest. Like something. I'm doing it cheesy, but it could just be a song or like, everything hits. And then whatever, and then they come in. So I'm just like doing it based on what they want. And then bam. What I want to go to school for is I could do that, or like if there's a commercial, and like I don't know, a guy, anything.
So you want to go to
You want
school for music production?
Yes.
Oh,
It's just I wanted to give myself the summer, and then like I wanted to relax for the summer and then start in September. So yeah.
cool.
School week. It's just because I want to know more or less what I'm doing on here. I want to perfect it as best as I can, more for my music. But it's like at the same time, if I could get a degree out of it and get other jobs so I could quit my FedEx job, that would be great. That would be great. I don't like FedEx. It's very physical. It's very
Yeah.
physical. Any last questions?
No, I think I'm pretty much good for now. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Yes,
We're
of course.
catching up too.
Yeah, let me know if you need a drop for your interviews.
No,
You're
no
talking
problem.
with Mavis, or it could be rock. I can do rock. You let me know.
Sure.